Welcome back, guys, to Octopath Traveller, where last episode we pretty much completed every single side quest in the land that we have found thus far, but one side quest awaits us to do, one which will lead us down the path, the true finale of the game. It's time to get ready for our ultimate battle. We got a memorial axe and we didn't even get to see what actually happened. I wanted them to keys. Oh, the memorial axe, how good is that? Oh, okay. It's actually better than the battle-tested axe as well. Technically, Apothecary Cyrus would have double ice. That wouldn't even be bad. So we put the battle-tested axe on thing and made Cyrus an apothecary. That'd probably work out. I might do that. Double ice as well as double fire and double wind. That's kind of cool. Right, well, let's rest at the inn. And I think we have everything done that I wanted to do. Let me just check out on my list. So, this is my list as I wrote it. Duskbarrow, 2 new people. We checked them out. Northreach. Ogun. The Flower Girl. Victor's Hollow was where the Flower Girl was. Still Snow was quest. Done. Sparky and a new person. Done. The next place we're going to is what should hopefully lead us on to maybe some stuff, hopefully, because these are just normal quests. But the other places well out in the open, and it does involve someone that I did not get to follow on. We'll see in a second. I'm praying anyway, otherwise we're completely screwed for what I don't know where to go next. Right, Stone Guard, we got Russell. He's done. And there were new people all over. Yes. Everholt, the theatre stuff. That's sorted. Whispermill, all the quests and Night Eye, done. Captain Leon and Rippletide. A little boy in the Goldshore Church, which is literally just something for me to steal from. I don't really need to go there. Ing the Diarist! Ing the Diarist! I forgot about you, Ing. We're coming for you, Ing! So I had Sunshade, 3 new people, saw them. Wellspring, the people in that house, done them. Clearbrook was this quest we just did. Riverford was the quest that we done with the jewelry. And Quarry Quest had a quest as well. Everything on my list we've done. So that's sorted. But I haven't handed in to Ing yet. We must get there before Samus does. Treasure should sell her journal and buy her whole hometown. I think she'd still have money left over, surely. Right, Ing, we've got multiple diary unblockingness things.
A good day to you.
I hope you're chronicling your days. A diary is a record of all you hold in your heart, you know. I keep my diaries without fail. Why is this a cutscene, by the way? That's weird that it says press and hold to skip. We've got enough volumes to fill the whole library by now. I don't have much to write about these days, of course. Is there still anything for an old man to experience so thrilling that it demands to be recorded in a diary? We have all the stuff that you need. Oh. What is that you have there? Can I have a closer look? Whoa! I never even dreamed such a thing could exist! I just went with his face. I cannot believe this. I feel like I just discovered a whole new world of possibilities. I've got to put this down in my diary at once. These words practically by themselves. I can hardly stop myself. It's been years since I felt so inspired. Ah, what joy! Phew, now's the proper diary entry. Thank you for this. Of course, you featured in my writing as well. Don't forget to keep up your own diary here. Life is long and full of many challenges. Your heart and mind will change along the way. If things get tough, try opening up your old diaries and taking a little trip down memory lane. When you are feeling lost, remembering who you were before will help you understand who you need to be now. Until we meet again then. No problem, Ing. I nearly forgot you, so maybe I should have wrote down your name in a diary. In fact, I'm not even kidding. I know I did have it noted down on the list, yeah. Cool. We got a luring ribbon, which of course pulls monsters to us and ups our encounter rate. We now have 4 of them. We don't need 4 of them. It's kind of redundant to have 4 of them. Right, so that should be everything done there. Let's change back. Oh, we got some travel banner. Oh no. What's the matter, Trezor? Someone told me a ghost story. And I can't stand ghosts, they're so scary. I suppose the notion of spirits can be somewhat terrifying. And you know what else is terrifying? Thunder and debts and... Debts? That's a strange one. Strange? Then what are you afraid of? Now there's a question. I'm most interested in knowing what can wield the unbending blade. Well, I am a poor swimmer, though that is more a weakness than a fear. Well, that's a surprise, coming from a man of action like yourself. I swam a little as a child, but then forgot the skill as I grew into manhood. Too much muscle, I warrant. You probably sink like a stone. Mayhap. What of you, Cyrus? Do you have any weaknesses? I have a sneaking suspicion that it may be singing. What? I think your emotional intelligence, that's what it is. Your emotional intelligence is your weakness, Cyrus. Not singing! A suspicion? Well, whenever I give voice to a song, people look at me with the queerest expressions. Also, they say things like, good thing you're a scholar, sir, not a bard. Well, now I'm curious. Why don't you sing something for us? Perhaps one song, then. I do enjoy a good ballad, after all. Well, what do you think, Trezor? Is something the matter? Best leave her be. I believe she is in the midst of ruining her curiosity. It's a beautiful warble, Cyrus. Don't let them ever tell you anything different. It's a beautiful warble. Right. Now we don't have any examining the world kind of quotients. We're going to get off there. Let's go to Whispermill just quickly. Because I think there was a scenery in there to get as well. Sorry, was I too playful then? I apologise. I'm sure there was a thing here. Technically, you could just keep swapping people in and out and you might get one. Does it matter about the people or the location? Sometimes it seems to matter more about the location than anything, I'd say. Sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't. It's weird, that. You can change the whole party out and not get anything. Oh well. Such is life. Right. In you go, all the good guys. Let's go off on a trail. The last quest that I've found involves a young lad, so to say. Or at least the person that we last gave lapis lazuli to fix his tent. I'm hoping this is the lead-in. Because it's the only person we didn't complete a free quest for. Though we have completed free quests of. So I was wondering if this is it. Because it's the free quests are usually bigger. If it's not, then that sucks. Then I have no clue where to go. But I've left it because I'm pretty sure this is it. It's not just a standard quest. Let's put it that way. So off we go to Sparky. And off we go to the left. Excuse me, gentlemen. I have my dodging counter ability on. Damn. This better be right. But to be honest, considering the chat goes, the time has come, it has come, makes it sound like I'm bang on for my assumption. So that's cool. I don't really want to use a spell here. Ignis Arctic. Hey, double fire, that's pretty good. I did 21k just on a normal attack. Well, that's actually a one charge BP attack. And then people are going, it ends here. Well, okay. I don't even have to wonder anymore. I 100% know this is it. Right, it's a quest randomly out in the world. I don't know if there's any more quests now, trails. I checked some trails, but not all. So hopefully this is it, because it's so standing out in the middle of nowhere, and there's randomly a save point next to him, which I found really suspicious. I don't know what piques your suspiciousness, but that piques mine. Hello. Oh, why hello. I didn't expect to see you again. The troop is doing fine, though we do still miss Kit. We've been hoping to carry on down this route, but there's a fearsome monster up ahead, we've heard. The travelling swordsman passed by not so long ago. Once we told him the rumours, he said that he would defeat the monster. But he has not returned. I do hope he's alright. It's Alphys! Forgive me, I was not equal to the task. I thought you were getting all lovey-lovey. Are you alright, man? A frightful wound. Someone fetch some bandages at once. Please not chop yourself on my behalf. You there? Do you know one another? We expose his poetry, love. Indeed, this kind stranger was my greatest friend when my heart was broken by the cruel woman Lyblac. Responsible for bringing me to the lovely Flora, my true love and other half. It seems that fate continues to guide us, bringing the two of us to meet once more. I feel quite the same. For all that you have helped us in the past, we might ask your help once more. Do you think you could defeat for us the monster that keeps us from travelling the road ahead? I would also be glad to leave the task to one as able as you. The monster is a fearsome one, but I know your strength. If even you cannot defeat such a monster, I don't know who would be able to. So who do you want us to defeat? Alphys and the Impresario quest. Oh, well, I think we're fighting that thing. There's nothing to steal from these guys.
Indeed.
If the monster remains there, a great many travellers might lose their lives on this road. I hope you'll be able to help do something about it. Well, that way you will. Just let me change a little bit my talent team. What am I doing? Skills, Sam. Quit. Because you've got evasive maneuvers on where you could have something a lot better on. Alright. Recipients is neither here nor there. Status of Wintation Grant allies to persist one additional term when she's a Starseer seems pretty good. Well, I could just go for physical and thingy buff as well. Like, I really think just having that and elemental edge on people just gives us the most survivability we could possibly have. There are other talents as well that can give us survivability, but let's not use them. Hello! Good kitty. Good kitty. Good kitty. I just noticed my chat disappeared. What? Grr! You were ready for this. Not you again!
Out of my way.
It's Venom Tiger Man! The azure-eyed tiger. What are you weak to? That was a question. Like, legitimately, what are you weak to? Let's use... We want to find weaknesses. That's one way to do it. Technically, we want to find spell weakness, though.
Here.
Let's see how hard you hit for.
The battle is
Put
truly
Trezor to sleep! Don't do that! That was well targeted. Very well targeted. Well played, Tiger Boy.
What to do?
Right, if we use Valorgar's blade to begin with.
I summon Valgar.
Oh, we killed it.
How is that?
Weaknesses! He's weak to death. So you did it! Well done, my good warrior. I expected no less of you. Astounding. You're even stronger than I knew. Well, thank you. You took the very words to my mouth, my friend. You put my skill with blade to shame. It seems I still have far to go. I should put myself to training at once. I remain grateful for your aid in this fight. No, you have to be it now, Alphys. Don't go away, because you were part of a two-part, but we have had two-part quests. I'm really confused now. Is this it? Obviously it is, because everyone's basically intimated it is, but still. Thank you from me and the troop as well. You've done us a great favour again. We just took down the bad kitty, that's all. Oh yes, I meant to tell you before. We did have a letter from Kit after he left us. He's headed now to a place where he's to meet the woman who knew of his father. Oh, are you speaking of a common acquaintance? Oh, what a coincidence. I've also heard rumours on the wind that Lady Lyblac is off to meet her perfect man at last. It seems she was headed for the land once known as the Kingdom of... Hornburg! Hornburg! Is this fate toying with us again? A coincidence? I suppose stranger things have happened. A coincidence? You obtained 10k. Right, you've got a new quest, have you?
It's like this.
Our kid has set off for an abandoned ruin in the fallen kingdom of Hornburg, according to his letter. I hope he will find what it is he seeks there. You can now fast travel to the Ruins of Hornburg. Right, this is definitely it then. Also, because it says at journey's end. We're here. Where is... Well, Hornburg's in the bottom right, isn't it? Yeah, right there. It had to be because of Ulbricht's area and all that, and where he came from. Well, let me just rest up at the inn. And we'll go check the area out, shall we? Oh, I hit my mic with a drink. Alright. Here we go then. Supposedly, this is the end of the game. This is the battlefield, isn't it? Oh yeah, this is where the king died. Nothing to loot there though. Oh, so this zone was actually a zone in an area. Is there no enemies here? Which way am I going? Well, not that way, that's for sure. Well, that looks dark and ominous. And very quiet, too. There's no enemies in this path. There's no chest, no nothing. There's a save point. The Ruins of Hornburg. Well, let's head in. To a place illuminated by red.
Is that so?
So I'll find Father on the other side? Truly?
Indeed.
Trust me, Kit. He is there, waiting for you. I see. Very well, then.
Is something the matter?
Oh, forgive me.
I'm not feeling so well. Why don't you go on ahead? I'll catch up soon.
Yes.
I'll be waiting for you. Why does he sound in thrall? Yes, mistress.
What have we here?
Oh, here's a familiar face. Fancy meeting you here. I trust you came for Kit, yes?
However,
Apologies, but the lad is quite special to me. My soulmate, if you will.
I think not.
I'll thank you not to interfere. That's assuming you could interfere, even if you wanted to.
The Gate of Finis.
Pass beyond the Gate of Finis, and never again may you return to this world.
I leave it to you.
Follow us if you so choose, but first be certain that is truly the path you wish to tread.
Fareth thee well.
So it basically just said that's a point of no return. Is it? Oh, it is! No hell! Fast Traveller's unavailable. I'm glad I saved it on the outside. Right, here we go then. What's this? Change party equipment and travel on. Okay, so I can equip people as and when I need to. That's kind of cool. Well, we'll go with our strongest setup with the advanced classes. So what we got here? Flames. I mean, this ult is something. And new music. Right. We have... Let me guess. 8. Octopath of Flames. What are these? Let's interact. Do battle with the unholy presence. Right then. Here we go. I'm ready for whatever we will face.
You ready for this?
Great music, but Miguel! What?
My turn now.
Right, well, that's cool. We need some BP. We need to shackle his melee attack, most likely as well. Let's transfer.
Feel the power.
Sidestep would completely nullify Miguel. What the hell? Why is he here? Go away. Let's nuke his physical attack, because we know that's what he's going to do, his ridiculous swipes. And then try to find a weakness. Pick a weakness, any weakness. Swords, that'll do.
I'll not be defeated.
Right, Starseer-wise, we've got a lot. Well, we have 2 people with physical defense up, so that's cool. What else do we have currently? Let's get... Single ally, the ability to counter is kind of cool. Yeah, we want BP raising on people, really. Do we get Olb or do we get Trezor to get it? Let's get Trezor with
Oh,
it.
stars, fill us with power.
You can find the elemental weaknesses. We've already found a melee weakness. That's fine. And we can pretty much just do the BP Bajigger again.
Oh, stars, fill us with power.
Alright, that's what I was expecting. The evil cross spear.
My turn.
Well, let's try and look for a weakness, shall we? What would you reckon? Light for the evil man? I wish. I should have went fire first of all, because I would do more damage with fire no matter what anyway.
What to do?
So, well, we could just go Balagar's Blade and work it out from there.
Whoa! I summon Valgard. Thanks,
We found wind and darkness.
The battle is truly joy.
I could probably break him this turn if I wanted, but I don't really want to. We're going to shackle his attack and work on something else after that, I feel. We're going to get Olbrick and Trezor enough BP that they can start to just nuke him down in a second. So first of all, we need to shackle his attack damage again. So are these all going to be bosses from the chapters? It had to be bloody Miguel.
What to do?
Or Trez. I just got really laid into then. We haven't passed over anything yet, so if I pass over a wind rune...
Wind.
The battle is truly joy.
Olbrick can get very near the... Oh, should I just break him here? Like, super seriously, should I just break him? And now we can
Well then.
push on the nuke. Though it's not going to go as well as we would like because of certain things. I'd prefer to have a little bit more of other abilities at this point. If I use an energizing pomegranate normal on Trezor, Trezor will get BP up on the next turn to be able to use our special attack. And maybe, just maybe,
What to do?
we'll kill the absolute crap out of Miguel.
I summon Valgard.
You can see how much extra damage the wind attack did in that.
Well then.
I still need to shackle his attacks some more though. Shall I just go all out for it?
Miracle of healing.
Everyone's healed to full.
Have at you.
I doubt Miguel's going to do anything completely crazy. He says. Up Brand's Thunder.
It's unbending.
Wind healed.
Windhill fights with us.
There we go. And that's my revenge on you, you git.
Battle, I grow stronger.
So hopefully we can do that to every boss here. They're not actually that tough if they die to... Oh, there's a book there. If they die to one, like, burst of attacks like that, then they're nothing special. Alright, what's this? From the Diary of Graham Crossford, Part the Second. Oh, they go in an order? All hope was lost, my beloved was... I'll read that in a bit. Let's find Part the First, then. Let's read them in order.
I will
Simeon!
not fail.
I appreciate it. Really.
Did you physical attack on the first go? I remember that he's one of the most recent boss we fought. Oh, Trezor's silence. That's rubbish.
Oh no!
Especially because Trezor goes next. Alright, we can easily get a break on him, we know that much. But I want Trezor able to go. Do her stuff. Alright, well, silence her clamor.
This should do the trick.
So he's already slower than the rest of the party, so that's fine. We know that Dagger's what we want to attack with. Should we get him to within 1 of death? We've got no analyze on the group, if you know what I mean, so that kind of hurts us a little.
Out of my way!
So really what we're looking to do is
I'll not be
debuff
defeated.
as much as possible.
Oh, stars, fill us with power. My turn now.
If we break on this turn, both Trezor and Ulbrich will have all their abilities ready to go full in. So, I mean, I can just simply do it. Apart from that, though, what else do I want to do? We'll just do a transfer in just in
Feel
case.
the power.
Out of my way.
Well, I don't know what you're weak to, but I'm going to use an ignite. No, I'm not. What am I doing? Elemental break. Or do I want to use... Do I want to use down armor or down spells? For what we're about to kind of sort out on this guy. I'd say down armor. Let's get armor corrosive on him.
I see your defenses.
The battle is truly joy.
And get the break. Shall I get the break with a little bit more power behind it? Just use Yeta Glassu maybe, or something like that? Why not? I've got the SP.
Stiletto of steel.
Well then,
Alright, Ophelia. How do we want to set up even more damage? That's what we want to know. Critical hit. That's defenses. I mean, to be honest, just BP boost someone. Get them a little bit more. Get yourself some BP.
oh stars, fill us with power.
We're going full nuke on this turn anyway.
Victory shall be mine.
Windhill's battle cry.
Windhill fights with us.
He's not dead!
Here I go. I won't hold back. I summon battle guard.
There he goes. So, essentially, we're going to have 8
Got
battles
more than
with
the
those 2
party.
attacks taking everyone out in no problem at all. There's no place to save in here either. So you have to fight them, beat them, and then fight whatever's at the end. So is this book 1? From the Diary of Lord Geoffrey Azelhart. I kept my faith. I stayed true to my convictions until the end. Several years before my death, a shadow fell upon my dear noble court. A shadow known as the Obsidians. They brought with them sweet words and false promises, but I would not lend them my ear. Once they came to understand that I would not be swayed by their way of thinking, they came after my life time and again. I would not allow myself to be daunted. I dug deeper into the truth to uncover their intentions, their ties, and the mastermind behind their villainy. And my search eventually led me to learn of the Gate of Finis. In the end, I was murdered by the men who caught wind of my discoveries. Yet I do not regret my actions. I lived true to the words of my house and did all that I could for the sake of my people. My sole regret is that I have left Primrose alone to pick up the pieces of this broken life I left behind. My precious daughter should not have to bear such a burden on her shoulders. Primrose, you stood before my grave and told me, did you not, that you had lived true to what I had taught you. You were strong, my daughter. You found your own cause and purpose, and the purpose you found was the continuation of my very own. You carried on in my footsteps and finished what I started. My dear Primrose, when I think of how much you must have suffered all alone, all I can do is beg you to forgive me. Now the time has come for you to lay down your burden and rest. It is time you forget about me and find happiness. A happiness of your own this time, for I will always be with you. Geoffrey Azelhart. So these books come from beyond the grave. The link of... Is that just linking kind of like this to this? Not that I didn't think that there was already a link anyway. So if that's the case, I'll read this one then. It doesn't seem to be necessarily in order. The Diary of Graham Crossford, Part the 2nd. All hope was lost. My beloved was gone forever. I'd finally finished the elixir, but it was too late. Mere days too late. My one true love had drawn her last breath just as I was racing back to her side, medicine in hand, and heart filled with renewed hope. For 3 days and 3 nights I lost myself in tears. A river of tears too deep and raging for me to ford my way across it. It was after the funeral that the woman found me. Lyblac, she called herself. In the depths of my anguish, my life bereft of all meaning, she asked me a simple question, terrible in its implications. Wouldn't you like to see your beloved once more? An insidious offer, a mere whisper in the wind, took hold of me. Try as I might, I could not close my ears to it. If it would mean seeing my love even once more, then I would give my very life without regret. Lyblac spoke of the Gate of Finis, which separates this world from the next. If I could find it and cast it open, I could bring my beloved back to my side. I had heard the legends before, of course, but for the first time I found myself desperate to believe them. Begging the help of one of Kit's companions, I set out to the southeast. It was a fool's journey. What else remained to me but a fool's hope? On my way, I passed through the village of Clearbrook. There I came across a young boy, stricken with illness and lingering just outside death's door. Convulsions racked his small frame, and his skin was mottled with a purplish pox. I recognized the symptoms at once. How could I not? It was the same foul malady that stole my beloved from me. I felt the touch of fate in this meeting. Though I had not been in time to say my true love, I still carried the elixir I had laboured so long to create, a remedy that could do nothing for her now. There was no doubt in my mind what I must do, and so I treated the boy with my medicine. When I looked at the boy's face, finally at peace and in calm repose, I saw my beloved again, and in her gentle eyes, I found forgiveness. I hope I can do that too someday. Such were the boy's words to me when he was strong enough to speak again. He told me that he wished to follow my footsteps and become a great apothecary. His words were a reward I never expected. In that moment, I felt as though my journey was perhaps not a fool's one after all. Alfin saved him. I left what remained of the elixir and the rest of my medicines behind with the boy, and I set out once more, turning my feet again to the Gate of Finis. Little did I know that I was making the greatest mistake of my life. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Let's make sure everyone's ready for the next fight. 6 more bosses remain. The unholy presence that we will banish.
You won't move willingly.
Darius! Stop attacking me, you git! I'm listening to the music. Well, my items have been taken. I think this is the first time I've seen Ferian this messed up. Well, legit. Right, we're either going to need to break him fairly fast, or just nerf his physical attack a bit, which will probably do great things for us.
My turn now.
We've lost our items, and we need them back.
Feel the power.
Feel the power!
How about you?
You're weak to daggers, aren't you?
Out of my way!
Yeah, I do remember that.
My turn now.
So we can break you fairly easy on the next turn. Let's get a heal more across the party.
Bring about a miracle of healing.
I don't know what your elemental weakness is.
My turn now.
I will admit to being a bit clueless on that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wind rune on the party. But technically, I could just sidestep this attack as well.
Catch me if you can.
Which I find to be infinitely more irritating to an enemy.
I'll do my best.
Infinitely more irritating.
Oh, stars, fill us with power.
Do we break this turn or next turn? That is a question.
I appreciate it, really.
And we'll have all our specials next turn. But if I leave it for the next turn, then I can get a lot of debuffs on him, which would also be great. Like my Chimera is unlocked as well because of the items taken. That kind of sucks. Attack me!
Come, if
So turn 3 break. My SP! I need that!
you dare! The battle is truly joy.
You dick! Well, it's great we retrieved our items and all, but I need SP too. I guess Ophelia will get that over. Well, it's time to kind of buff people up a little bit. And we could get a rest to get, like, the SP back up. How dare you do that? My beautiful SP, it's where all my attacks come from. So, physical debuff on him this turn and then go all out on him next. Sounds good. If Ophelia gives SP to Ulberic, and Trezor could just stick a rune across.
Win!
Not that I think it's actually needed. So, what are we doing to you this turn? Oh yeah, we already said.
I see.
We make you very, very about to die.
I will not be defeated.
The best kind of death that we can give you. To be honest, I do wonder if I did, like, if I had a fire rune on, how much damage Ferion would do with his overall power on just the pursuit. If Ferion goes before Trezor as well, yeah, actually, I'm doing it a different way here. Definitely. Not that I don't know if he'll last the first go, but, you know. Go on, Elf.
Victory shall be mine.
Get your revenge.
Windhailed fight with us.
It's like 100k damage in this attack. And he's still alive. Wind is his weakness. Right, if that's true then.
Let's do this. Elemental brute.
What to do?
Trezor!
I won't hold back!
Finish him!
I summon Balthar! How is that?
Well, there's Darius down. Yeah, revitalizing jam for our trouble. Alright, what's the next book say? From the records of House of Ravus. At the time of my first memories, I recall my father lecturing me on the origins of our house, on what it meant to be the head of House Ravus, and on what it was I must give my life to protect. My father had heard the same from his father, and his father from his father before him. The House of Ravus is blessed with many treasures, and many who covet them. To one born into the House of Ravus, such things are as natural and given as the blue of the sky above us. We are blessed with great treasures, and it is our duty to protect those treasures from those who would never use them for ill. And among all the treasures, there were none greater than the Dragonstones. The Dragonstones were bestowed upon the first Lord Ravus by the legendary King Beowulf I of Hornburg, and they've been passed down in our family ever since. The stones are said to have come from a land far to the east, and they are worth far more than their weight in gold. But that is not where the true value lies. A power sleeps within them, and it makes them valuable beyond mortal comprehension. For the name Dragonstone is no simple fancy. The stones house the power of the great worms whose name they bear. It is said that the great sorcerer, Odin Crossford, not Ogun, not Oren, used the power of the Dragonstones to seal shut the Gate of Finis. Crossford had campaigned together with King Beowulf and aided him in the founding of Hornburg. My father, when he was still with us, once told me this. Power in itself is neither good nor evil. It is the man who wields the blade who decides whether he fights for good or evil. That is why King Beowulf entrusted the stones to the man he trusted above all others, the loyal knight who would become the first lord of House Ravus. Great power can bring about boundless good or unfathomable evil. It is the duty of our house to keep the Dragonstones safe and protect them from those who would wield them for dark ends. Yet given enough time, great power will always awaken a hunger in others who would claim it for themselves. Once the Dragonstones came to House of Ravus, there was no end to those who lusted after them, not to mention our many other riches. Even kith and kin cannot be trusted to stand against such temptation. Once the rumor reached my ears that suspicious parties were inquiring into the whereabouts of the stones at the behest of my own relatives, it may be that those who sabotaged the carriage my wife and I were riding in did so at the bidding of my own blood. Oh, my poor Cordelia, what is to become of you? You are too gentle to ever doubt another. I fear that many will draw near to you, cloaked in the guise of kindness, and seek to deceive you. Cordelia, I can protect you no longer. No matter how I try to call out, my voice cannot reach you on the other side. Yet this, I hope you know. Though a time may come when you are betrayed by one you trust, I believe your heart will not falter. You will not lose your faith in people, and this is for the best. For there are those truly worthy of your unwavering trust, and you will find them and keep them close at your side. I held on to such faith, and I was rewarded with a loyal companion worth 1,000 other men. Heathcote has been true to me in all things. Surely such a friend will also appear before you, one worthy of your faith. And so I beg of you, Cordelia, never stop believing in others, for it is this faith that will save you in the end. 3 down, 5 to go. Bosses that talk about lore, you fight them! Well, it's interesting. It's from the perspective of generally a loved one of the person, or someone related to the person in this dungeon, that we're getting a testimony of post-death. Which is way more interesting. It's like their spirits wandering, and their spirits' words have been translated into text. Right, who's our 4th boss?
Stop here and now.
It's a dragon!
Victory shall be mine.
Okay, dragon. Well, we know it's going to be something further down the chain than swords and spears, I'm pretty sure. It's not bows, it's going to be axes.
My turn.
Not that I have another axe at this point in time, so we've got to look for a spell weakness. What do you reckon? I would love it to be fire. It's not wind.
What to do?
Okay. Time for us to do our other setups. Oh, the dragon is attacking twice on the next turn. I didn't think that. I thought he was only attacking once. That's a bit worrying, though we can get the heal after the next turn anyway. Maybe I should put a fire rune on and see how high Pharaoh can hit with his double fire buff. I find that quite fanciful. Because it will hit for that outsider break too, won't it?
Oh, stars, fill us with power.
Well, in one way, we could find out the weakness with Trezor straight away, considering she's got all the BP she possibly needs. Or we could sidestep to make sure to avoid whatever's coming. I prefer to play for safety right now.
Won't hold back. Catch me begin.
That's what I thought was coming! And it still works!
I'll not be defeated.
Okay, we lost our Warbringer. We need to break him to get him back. Don't you sweep him away. He was the answer. Damn it! Come back!
Yeah.
Light. Be our blade.
My turn.
Oh, I don't want to break on this turn.
Elemental break.
Oh, okay, we got some speed down too. That's not too bad. We do want to break on this turn.
What to do?
Well, I'd say buff light to everyone, but the problem is that
Light.
we want to break back. Oh, brick! Damn, we're not even going to keep the spell down buff on him on the next turn either. That's the real sucky bit of this. Oh, brick! Come back! Why did you do that? Alright, Trezor just used a normal ability on that turn, so if I use a medium BP restoration on Trezor,
Have this.
she'll have enough for a special attack on the next go.
My turn now.
Though what I'm wondering is the Starseer skill, Steward's Prophecy. How good is that?
Stayora, Starwalker, look upon us.
Hey, it hit! Not that
Out of my
great,
way.
I will admit, but still, it hit. Right, do we want to go with... Oh yeah, we could just go with Elemental Break into the Light Pursuit. That'll work.
Let's do this. Elemental break.
So 44k.
My turn now.
So we want it to be fire. We want to find out what fire will be like. So we've got the sidestep, so if he does melee attacks, we're sorted.
I summon battle cards.
But we set things up for Trezor to just kill a dragon.
How's that?
I feel that pursuit is still pretty good. 44k. It's just because I know that if I did fire, it would be so much more. Well, welcome back to the party, old Brick. Thanks you for joining me. You probably just only spiraled across the room for a tiny bit. But don't worry, the spellcasters will deal with it. The Diary of Graham Crossford, part the 3rd. So there is an order to read these. Well, we'll have to get to the first later. How could I have been so wrong? All I thought of was bring my beloved back to the world of the living. When Lyblac told me such a thing could be done, I was all too willing to swallow her pretty words. The moment I arrived before the gate, I felt a finger of ice run along my spine. Even if my mind had been too slow to recognize it, my very body was repelled by that gate, or more precisely, by what lay beyond it. While I struggled to catch my breath, Lyblac sketched out a magic circle on the ground with practiced ease. As she traced each twisted line and ruin, her hand never faltered. How many times was she prepared for this moment in her heart of hearts? It was at that moment that I realized just how she had longed for this moment, how fiercely she desired to see the dark ritual to completion. Only by this ritual may the gate be opened. It will not be pleasant for you, but you must bear it if you wish to see your beloved once more. So Lyblac spoke as she led me to the center of the magic circle. As she began the ritual, the first thing I felt was a great pain that struck my entire body at once. It was followed by a strange sensation like nothing I had ever experienced. I felt myself stretching and swelling from the inside out. From the corner of my eye, I saw my own hand changing into something foreign and awful. And then, the fear. Lyblac watched my transformation with a glow in her eye. It was then I knew this ritual was not intended to open the gate and bring my wife back to me. Yes, I know what truly lies beyond the Gate of Finis. That horror is what Lyblac sought to bring back to our world, and I was to be the vessel. I would be lying if I said I had no idea this was coming. My conversation with Lyblac had led me to suspect that this ritual would not work for just anyone. It seemed that she needed my blood, the blood of House Crossford, descended from an ancient line of sorcerers. That is why I must be the one to prevent her plan from succeeding, for if I fell, she will only turn her sights upon my dear Kit. No, that I cannot allow. So while I realized before the end what Lyblac intended, I continued to accompany her in her aims, so I could see the truth of the ritual for myself, and foil it however I could. Killing Lyblac. Little did I know that I was dealing with a power far, far beyond any mortal's control or conception. I felt my own sense of self growing faint and distant, and something else entirely filling me. I resisted it with all that I had, but that presence, so that thing, a being like myself, a fragile human spirit, could be crushed as easily as an insect beneath your heel. Then just before my mind was completely consumed by the darkness, I saw the smiling faces of my wife and son one last time. I screamed. The memory of my wife gave me the power to resist at that last critical moment. I imagine Lyblac herself did not think I would ever strike back at her. I'd already grown far stronger than I'd ever been as a man. Even when I only managed to land a single blow to her, it cut her deep. She staggered back, and the ritual was interrupted. This is my chance. All I need to do is chase after her as she flees and cut her evil at the root, bringing everything to an end. That is what I must do. But why am I? Where am I going? Why am I am turning into something else. Something less and less human. And so I wander the land without aim. There are periods of time I cannot remember. I come back to myself surrounded by destruction. No memories, but I know it was me. These blackouts grow more frequent. They come for me now. No, stay your hand. I'm no monster. I'm a man. I'm a man! Whew. It was very itchy tasty, you're right. Okay, 4 down. I'm wondering if I should switch around some skills at this point in time. I kind of just want some extra defensive buffs at this point, so I'm going to go for that. And there's one other person without that, which is you, so we're going to get rid of the SP Saver, and we're going to go for the same thing, physical prowess. So we've got all the defensives we need on these guys now. And up we go to the 2nd floor. I am ready.
You ready for this?
It's glorious, man! I don't mind blocking his face this time. He's not going to be around for much longer, and you can't see the handsome. He's black, dark like his soul. Right, he started off being a major... No, he was a spellcaster, wasn't he? Well, let's nuke his physical attack strength in case he dares to do that on the first turn. We've got buffs galore anyway, so we're happy no matter what. What were you weak to again? I really wish I knew. Probably light. I wish you're weak to fire. I really wish you're weak to fire. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to buff firing. Right, Right, you tried to consume me with
Victory
darkness,
shall
but that
be
barely
mine.
did anything because Ulbrich is very strong. Swords.
Well then,
Do you know what? I'm going to actually use my shooting star here.
electric stars, pierce our foes.
He's weak to light.
My turn now.
As long as I know that much, I'm fine, aren't I?
Light.
What will your second attack be, sir? Come at me. You really don't like Ulbrich, do you? Let me let you in on secret. Ulbrich doesn't like you either.
Elemental push.
Now then.
That's just doing 30k. Okay then. I don't mind getting the break this turn.
I'll do my best.
I don't know what other weakness he might have. Let's just tap him on the head, because we know that she's got holy power up. Ah! We haven't even done anything yet!
I'll do my best.
Ah!
Here I go.
We don't have to actually probably do any of these attacks.
I summon battle guard.
Oh well, Simeon, I told you you won't get me along though.
How is that?
Simeon! He's Matias! I got the name wrong again. Whatever. Right, we got Olive of Life L. Job done. Well, what's our next story? He's not Simeon. He's Matias. Obviously, I blocked his name. From the Diary of Matias, Prophet of the Accursed Flame. Now, this one could be interesting. They're all interesting, but this one could be even more so. Once I too believed in the teachings of the Sacred Flame. I led the people in this light as a servant of the church. No one could have doubted that I was anything but a pious believer in those days. When I look back upon it now, it all seems so painfully foolish. When was it that I first began to doubt the flame? Perhaps it was after I met Lyblac? But no, that was but the catalyst to what was already growing within me. Even before Lyblac appeared, those feelings had taken root in my heart. The small village whose church I had been appointed to was destroyed in a conflagration, started by a capricious strike of lightning. The flame spread before we even knew what was happening. Before we knew it, we were engulfed in hell's fire. Countless were lost to the flames, even the innocent young children who I had loved so dearly. They committed no sins. They did not deserve to have their flesh seared and their bones turned to ash. So I prayed to the flame. I prayed and prayed that their lives would be spared. Fool that I was, even after they were dead and gone. I believed that if I prayed hard enough, they might return to us, and a miracle might occur. And so I offered up every scrap of faith that I had, until at long last I realized the truth. Believing in the sacred flame and praying to it would not bring about a miracle. And if my faith could not bring me and those I love succor in our time of greatest need, then it was worthless. It did not matter to me if the power I needed was forbidden. I would use that power for the force of good and bring about miracles. That was the true faith to which my eyes were finally open. It was not something I had been tricked into by another. I had reached enlightenment. It was only fitting that such a revelation came to me, the one true Saviour. While Lyblac may not have been responsible for my enlightenment, I am still grateful to her. After all, she is the one who granted me the blessing of 100 years free from aging. A dark secret written in that tome can allow a man to cheat death, and I owe her a debt for sharing them with me. I gained eternal life. Well, close enough. As a true saviour should. I then took it upon myself as my duty to save as many people as I could with the power granted to me, and so I set out to kindle a darker flame in our realm. If the sacred flame could be weakened, yet more of Galdera's accursed power would seep through the Gate of Finis, and I'd be able to claim even greater strength for myself. I hid myself away from those in the church who wished to stop me, but the long march of time was my ally. It wore away the lives and memories of any and all who once knew me, until it was as if my face had been washed away like words written sand. None who still live would remember me as an apostate to the church. With enough leaves, all things are possible. Even obtaining a new name is a little challenge. And so I worked my way back into the church's graces as the trader Matias. Even the venerable Archbishop Joseph did not suspect me for a moment. Every step of the way, fate has shown me that I am in the right. I was able to uncover Galdera's altar because I am right. I was able to use a fragment of Galdera's power to bring about a miracle because I am right. I can become the saviour of Whispermill and command its people to do my wishes because I am right. With Simeon as an ally, I never wanted for money nor power. The Obsidians served me well, whether they knew it or not. Simeon claimed never to have spoken of me to the others. I know not if he meant to use me as a secret weapon against the others if the need ever arose, or if it was simply that he did not trust me. But it hardly mattered. Links are born. After labouring for so many decades, the time had come at last. I had succeeded in debilitating Archbishop Joseph with the poison the obsidians had provided me. It was a beautiful poison. No one would ever suspect it was anything but a natural death. All that remained for me to do was to cast a dark shadow on the heart of Liana, the next flame bearer, and the sacred flame would burn black. That is what was meant to be. That is what was about to be. But no, damn it all to the farthest reaches of hell! The culmination of all I had worked for was mere inches away, so close I could feel the kiss of the accursed flame, and instead it was all snatched away. That fire snuffed out to leave me in utter darkness and despair. I am the saviour! I was meant to bring out Darius' flame to the world! Why should I be left in this black hell? It's dark here. The blackness, it is all consuming. Darker than 1,000 starless nights. Please, someone, anyone, bring me some light. Rot in hell. That's all I'm gonna say. Rot in hell. You deserve it. Let's get ourselves some more inspiriting plums to raise our spirits ever so more. As we battle with the 6th unholy presence.
I will not fail.
Let's do this!
My brain went, who's he? It's not Lucia. It's Headmaster Yvonne. Okay. I was like, what? Okay, it's the 3rd level boss. I'm slightly in front of his face again, but who cares? I'm going to beat the crap out of him. And we know the holy light is what we're going to do it with.
Feel the power!
Let's at least try to find it as a weakness, eh? No, it's not the holy light. It's for him, however. Oh, we broke him. Whoops.
The battle is truly joined.
I didn't mean to break you. We could rush the boss kill. I'm going to rush the boss kill. So to do that, we need this.
How about this?
Yeah, that's barely anything. They do nothing.
Well then.
And we just need to put another energizing pomegranate. We're using way too many of them, to be honest.
Have this.
We probably want them for later. I'm probably being very wasteful.
Let's do this.
And that sets us up for our attacks.
I summon Battle Guard.
My turn.
Burial's not fully charged for this, so it will be best for me to get the armor corrosive on him this turn
I see.
and let Ulbricht follow in.
The battle is
And
truly
to be honest,
joined.
I'd imagine we can be completely fine after the fact. Windhill's battle cry attacks every target.
Windhill, fight with us. With each battle, I grow stronger.
Farewell to you, Headmaster Yvonne. Thanks for the revitalizing jam. Right, that worked out for a little bit of strategy. I'll take it. Let's use the Inspiriting Plum Basket. And find out what's going on here, then. Is it Lucia's book? The Diary of Headmaster Yvonne of the Royal Academy. It was 15 years ago when I first learned of that tome. The headmaster's chair was but a dream to me in those days, when my prized student Lucia brought a young woman to me. The woman told me that I was the best suited to the position of headmaster, that there was no knowledge, no position that should be off limits to a man of my ability. And so she told me many things, one being the existence of ancient tomes containing the long-forgotten secrets of old. There are several volumes of forbidden writings in Adlerstam's great libraries, and no eyes but the headmasters are allowed to look upon them. The tome in question is one of these. It is the last extant tract of the legendary save, known as Salomon, whose name lies on in history for the land of his birth, the kingdom of Bernstein, has long since been forgotten. Long has it been said that he who can decipher its true meaning will obtain power over even life and death. Thank you for the follow, by the way. The current headmaster is not worthy of such knowledge. What he lacks in intellect only pales to what he lacks in character. I cannot depend on him. I would depend on you. She wished to decipher the secrets of the tome and share its knowledge with the worthy alone. Thus, a great scholar was needed, one who would be able to fully understand the arcane truths within the tome. The doddering fool who now serves as headmaster could never do such a thing. But a genius such as you, Yvonne, surely you of all scholars in the realm were up to the task? Yes, that was how she persuaded me. It was true that I bore little resemblance to the former headmaster, who was interested in nothing but his studies, and whose only praiseworthy trait was his tenacity in that single-minded pursuit. But I was different. I knew that knowledge was worth his weight in gold, and more critically, my intellect far outstripped his. How could the idiots around me fail to realize this? This woman told me that the then headmaster holding a lofty office he had done so little to deserve was tantamount to sin, and I agreed. When she asked me if I could remove him, I assured her that it would be the simplest of tasks, and so I had him assassinated just as she wished, leaving not a trace of evidence behind to incriminate myself. Shortly after, I ascended to the headmaster's seat in his place. I encountered the strange woman only once more after that day, when I reported to her that I had murdered the former headmaster. She flashed a chilling smile and simply replied, "So you did." Then she walked away, never again to appear before me. Perhaps removing that man was all she wanted of me after all, I thought. It was no matter. The tome was in my grasp, and I immediately set myself to uncovering his secrets. All the rumors I had heard were true. It was a work of staggering genius. With Lucia as my assistant, I was able to obtain other rare and ancient texts from that woman, even if I never saw her again. Yes, everything was going just as I had planned, and power beyond the imagination was finally within my reach. How did it all come to this? Damn that accursed Lucia! Damn that heartless, conniving witch! How did I not see? She meant to use me from the very start! I was the one who unlocked the secrets, I who constructed the basic theories of how to effectively control life and death, and as soon as I had done that, she had no more need for me. That was why she gave me a flawed blood crystal and let Cyrus write to me, so that she could dispose of me without dirtying her own hands. You despicable, loathsome, hateful woman! Death has not cooled my fury, but only fueled it to greater heights. Curse you! Curse you and that unholy witch you brought to my side! May the deceitful Lucia burn for all eternity. May the foul witch Lyblac be banished beyond the farthest reaches of hell. I feel that's how ranty he'd be. And so...